Hello, welcome to Local Edition. I'm Leslie Leyton. Buses often run second string when compared to their more glamorous alternative of streetcars when it comes to talking about getting people around town easily and efficiently. Well, our next guest says not so fast. Buses aren't a bad thing. In fact, they can be a real good thing. Tom Tait is mayor of Anaheim. He's also on the board of the OCTA and vice chair of the Transit Committee. Thank you so much for being here.
It's great to be here.
So you're looking at designs of how to move people around Orange County most efficiently, and buses really have a lot going for them that people don't often think about.
I want to speak in defense of buses, and sometimes, like you said, buses get kind of second fiddle, but it's a very efficient way of moving people around. And so there's a lot of talk about street cars and things that are kind of more glamorous. But as far as moving people around and having flexibility, there's nothing like that, that rubber tire solution of people on buses, because it's flexible, and that's a big thing.
So the Transit OCTA is looking at solving what problem with buses or other modes of transportation?
Well, there's a proposal in Anaheim right now that I'm frankly against about moving people from the new Arctic train station to Disneyland and the convention center. Mm-hmm. And it's using a streetcar, and it's wildly expensive, upwards of north of $300 million. Mm-hmm. I think there's a better way to move people around, and that's using buses. Mm-hmm. And it doesn't have to be the typical municipal bus. It could be an electric bus using new technology. But it's a fraction of the price, and you could change the route. Mm-hmm. And that's a big thing, because the routes change during the day. Maybe in the mornings, the routes come from north and south to bring workers into the park, the resort district. And maybe at the end of the day, as people leave the park, you could go more of an east-west pattern.
Well, it seems that Anaheim would have an especially unique opportunity, because maybe it is the design of the buses that have been boring in the past. We've seen in other Orange County cities, down in Laguna Beach, they're running a program where the buses look like trolleys, like the streetcars, and it's a whole lot more fun to ride them when you feel like you're on a ride rather than old-fashioned transportation.
Well, there's all sorts of different, we be a little creative in this, and again, there's new technology, or something as simple as a trolley type bus as used in Laguna Beach. The seats facing out. That's very interesting and kind of fun to ride. So there's that side of it, but also just a straight municipal bus. There's a lot of people in this county that is their sole source of mobility, and I think we need to, as a county, we need to beef up that system. So we get finally to a point where if you go to the bus stop, if you miss a bus, within 15 minutes there's going to be another one. And it's kind of like in New York City when you ride the subways. If you don't need to know when the subway is going to be there, you just go down and soon enough another one will come. So that's kind of the area, that's where we want to get to with buses.
So you want to come up with a schedule where their passengers can rely on the buses to be there every 15 minutes with regularity, so they know if they stand there for at least 15 minutes, they're going to get a ride every time.
So that's where we want to get with the transit system, and I think we could get there if we spend our money wisely.
Mm-hmm. What else is on board for the transit?
Well, I've pushing this idea, and I think one of the things we want to do is increase ridership. I'm actually stealing the idea from San Francisco, for the mayor of San Francisco, mm-hmm. and it's youth ride free, mm-hmm. and get people used to young people in the habit of riding public transportation, so you don't charge them. And there's a lot of families with kids that could really use that break, but the only requirement is that if you're a youth on a bus and there's an elderly person who needs a seat, you offer them your seat. So that's the price you pay.
All right. Anaheim Mayor Tom Tait looking at transportation solutions as well on the OCTA. Thanks for being here.
Thanks, Leslie.
And thank you for joining us. Glad you're here. I'm Leslie Leyton.